Hi everyone, Metaphysical Mama. How is everyone? Happy Friday. Well, it's Friday. Good Friday. And I've been so, exhausted the last few days, just downloading a shit ton of information. And, yeah. Ring-a-ling-a-ling. Where's my little school bell ring? Got a little bell tone going. Hopefully that wasn't... I like to ding it too loud. Clear the energy a bit. For whom the bell tolls. You know, time is the only thing that is not constant. I don't really know what I'm going to talk about. Many things goings, flutterings around. So, I may have, let's see, we got Easter coming up Sunday. Bear with me, because I'm just allowing, energy and information to, flow in. See where lots of that going on. Let's see, I got. Oh, that was quite many. So let's see if we got a. Since I don't know what to speak of. What do you need to release? So that's a good topic. And I was just reading in one of my shaman books about letting go, how to let go in order to travel in and connect with the whole. It's 3 minutes and 9 seconds in as I said that. Step out of your comfort zone. That's a lot of that energy because, right, like I just said, I'm pushing myself to come on because I didn't really know what I was going to speak of because my head's kind of going in a, well, I don't say my head's going in a lot of directions. I'm just kind of allowing, today's been a pretty deep day of just allowing information to come in and be processed and cleared and rest. Like I said, I've been honoring myself and I took a few naps. Your dreams need a practical plan. So in order to, right, be grounded and for things to come into fruition, you know, the spirituality is awesome, but it's very high to bring things down into fruition and into manifestation and let go and allow things to process, go through, right, like a picture being formed, like film, right? A negative has to go through a process to be formed. I mean, now we have amazing technology where we can just pop on a video 444 and, you know, internationally really talk with one another and see one another and hear one another, which also mimics what I was just speaking of, right? Going in and connecting in a shamanistic way. That's the same formulae, metaphorically speaking, that mimics, AI technology mimics what we do 5 minutes and 19 seconds in. A win-win outcome is forecast. It mimics how we operate as a being. Our mind receives energy information through our crown chakra, and if you can kind of imagine that as in your mind's eye, as the sun or a big glowing ball of light, however it appears in your mind's eye, right? And I kind of, above the crown chakra is the earth star chakra, and in my mind's eye, I tend to, when I go through this practice, kind of like, when they go sifting, mining for gold, or digging for, back in the day they'd go they still do, right? Panning for gold. Or if you're just cooking and you have to drain something, right? You use a sifter or a strain. So having a filter, or like a AC filter or a filter in the car, you have to have a filter here to catch the debris, to keep the crown above the head floating, right? Because the crown heavy. So the crown is above the head, and then the earth star chakra is above that, like the filtering in the cosmic energy and information and rays, the gamma rays, etc., that are traveling through and into our light body. We're multi-dimensional spiritual light beings, right, that are poured into it's like ether and cosmic light and energy being poured into a cup, into a vessel. And each of us are a star, a person, an individual star, like the lights behind me, right? Each of those little lights are all connected to one source, so that they're lit up, but they're each an individual light. It's kind of metaphorically. And same as the stars, right? At night. And in the day, we're closer to one sun. That's a little more astrophysics, deep into that, but so I'm going to stay on the metaphysics for now. But right, so allowing that information to come through, right, those are the things we have control of. Just like when I get in a car, how I'm going to drive that vehicle, right? I'm going to put my seatbelt on. If I'm going to put my seatbelt on, I'm going to use my blinkers. Am I driving nice and calm? I'm looking out from my fellow pedestrians and other drivers and animals and other things in the, children playing and etc. Right? So a vehicle could be used, right, to get from point A to B, or for a joyride, just want to go out and take a ride, right? Enjoy the scenery somewhere, listen to some music. Or sometimes people, right, we can be in a bad mood and drive our car kind of recklessly or with anger. Or other people are driving with anger, and we could be the person that is the mother in our car with our kids at that moment, and somebody else is driving aggressively, and right, we're gonna get right. But then as a same mother, we could also have those moments where we're ain't no better. So that's why always putting ourselves in another's position is very important, because it's not like we all never done that, right? A vehicle could be used for pleasure or to get from A to B, or You know, people go drunk with drunk driving. There's just aggressive driving. People that are angry, right? Step on the gas, get mad. Then it could hurt. Either way, it's right. So anything can be. What's the intention that we're using anything for? Whether it be spiritual, materialistic, physical, emotional, sexual, right? So fear. Okay, so fear can be a big obstacle, which I've said in many videos, right? The acronym for fear, like FEAR, false evidence appearing real, or fuck everything and run. Ah! So, and it can mean a lot of other things too, right? So, but fear is just really falseness, and we're afraid we're not going to be accepted. We're afraid someone's going to leave us. We're afraid we're not going to be okay. We're mad because somebody said, and now, so that can turn into great kind of entitlement, or when we're unsure, right? So again, going back to letting go. So that can be a big blinder in our journey of letting go, right? That's our biggest obstacle a lot of the time. Right? Yeah, meditate and contemplate. I got this one the other day as well. Don't let your past hold you back. South Node. Emotions are running high. Super moon. We just had a super moon. And the energies of that moon are going to travel through this whole month. That was a super moon we just had. Coming out of March. Because today's April 2nd as far as the Julian Gregorian calendar. So there's many different calendars too. So that goes into dimensions. Nothing will come of this situation. So I think to me that means any fear, right? Oh my goodness, like I was just saying, false evidence appearing real. We can spend a lot of time and energy worrying about the what ifs, or coulda, shoulda, woulda. Or again, other people's fears that get projected onto us, or among other things that get projected onto us, etc., and or expected of us, which again, this is a lot of repeats that have been going on, the repeat narratives, pre-scripted narratives, lots of again, the word's etymology is the awareness, gaining conscious awareness of where our language came from, and the different manners, just like I was speaking of the vehicle, that we use our words, right? Our food. Are we throwing food and having a huge food fight? I say that because food for thought. Thoughts are things, and vibration creates form, and we're vibrating beings. We're vibrating beings of light, like I was just saying. Your natal chart is specific, 1441, to you. That's your natal blueprint, handprint, thumbprint, fingerprint. There's no other individual that can have the same specific natal chart blueprint as you. So as I was saying in another video, we all have our own electromagnetic signature, right? Which is the torus field. It's like microcosm, macrocosm. And so we're all, again, little individual stars and light beings, right? Floating around through space and time, right? My body is like, it represents also my Vimana, my spaceship, right? My tree of life, my 5-pointed star, right? If you spread your legs out, it's arm, leg, arm, head, right? I'm in a physical female anatomy, Eve body, as far as my human vessel is perceived, but my multidimensional cosmic, right, spiritual nature and being is way more than that. What's inside of me and going on is much more than just the vision that you see in front of you, or that I am perceiving in front of myself in front of the camera at the present moment, right? Gets quite complex. But at the same time, right, it's like, keep it simple, stupid. Kiss. Keep it simple, Sarah. I've always said that. Like, I interchange it. Or I keep it simple, silly. Or whatever else, because we can get very, what's the word I'm looking for? Where we just allow too much static, too much. We can get, right, over analysis paralysis, way too much thinking, analyzing, should I, shouldn't I, did it, right, the weighing system, which, forget it. If I go in a store, oh, forget it. It's like every little energy's talking to me and I have to weigh everything out, or in a food store. And I'm a mom and a chef, and I've done promotions and marketing and personal training and many other things, right? So lots of information about how things get put out, did lots of focus groups, where, they pay people to sit in rooms and look at products and say, would you buy this? Would you give this to your kid? Would you give this to, what makes this, right, more appealing to the eye, etc. So by colors and visuals and etc., again, right, part of which, not to knock anything, because we all use all of these things. It's just to become more consciously aware, so there's not so much blame going on. And so we're not just consume, because that's like the demon of lust, and right, and etc. So being a conscious consumer, conscious aware consumer of what we're consuming, whether it's what we're buying into, what we're buying at a store, are we buying it because it looks pretty and because etc. And usually I don't even buy my too much coffee, tea, etc. out. I try to do it myself at home. Well, plus because I like to put a lot of fresh natural herbs and stuff in it, so it's way more expensive and out of, right, to be like the Joneses, so to speak, right? But at the same time, we all deserve to have and acquire nice things, right? The things that we enjoy, the things that make us feel at peace, right? Quiet space and time. If we don't have a peaceful place, a sacred space, right, to have peace of mind, because this is my house. If my house is being trespassed on constantly, right, this is where I dwell. No matter where I am physically, where this physical body resides, no matter where this physical body goes, I'm in it. So if others are attacking my waters, my celestial bodies, my cosmic, what I'm connected to cosmically, right, within the earth, then I'm feeling that on some level, and it's disrupting my harmony, right? It's disrupting my state of being. So this gets super deep, and this gets into like spiritual, right? Rape and molestation, and again in the dreamscape, or again thinking, because thoughts are things, and we're electrical, energetic, multidimensional light beings in human vessels that are going through upgrades, DNA upgrades, which is what we call, right, the awakening or ascension, or some are saying, right, virus. Because it's that too. It affects everyone different, and depending on the karma and what that output of that being has, right, ejected and partaken in, that's what is, right, raining down on their said parade, say, right now, on all of our heads, right? It's in, right, on all of our heads. Shaking us all up. So, and it's again, it's like Saturn return. So it's all taking a look at, right, cleaning our side of the street, balancing these things out, cleansing our auric field and our cosmic fields, our conscious fields, our different, taking a look at our different states of reactive states and of being, what things cause us to have an allergic nuclear atomic reaction within ourselves, right? Which words piss us off when somebody else says something, or what, right? What gets us, what gets our panties in a bunch, what makes us angry? Where do we feel defensive? Where do we feel like, oh, if they, right? So taking a look at those things and being able to, which is where it gets tricky too, right? Because the balance of that scale is like, all right, well, where am I, am I overlooking? Am I supposed to learn a lesson? Am I being too accepting? Am I allowing, right, the big bad wolf in? And it's okay, because again, this goes into like the, say, empath narcissist relationships too, where as far as psychological, warfare, and on the psychological point and spectrum, psychiatry, etc. That goes into, again, a lot of like emotional and mental immaturity that causes discord in oneself. And when one has not been given proper tools, which is most, like, right, our prison systems are filled up, homeless shelters are filled up, kids are all over the place, everybody runs to the doctor, everybody's on pills, everybody's it's like, it's so, and then has the, like, right, the audacity to walk around acting as if they're the is what it is. But it's like, I don't know, it's quite a shame, I'll say. It's like, just take a step back and breathe. A lot of that, like, get blessed, say, George Floyd and his family and all that have been harmed by that. If that's a, I'm gonna say, true story, because it's also a lot of psyops. So, things in the movies look very real to me too. And I don't know. There's a lot of synchronicities and things, again, that come into play with the wordplay and etymology and the numerology and etc. And with Israel tactics as far as the knee to the neck, And also, like, kind of like opposite day, right? Saying I can't breathe is to remember to breathe. And then the minutes were changed from 8 minutes and 46 seconds to 9 minutes and 29, which is 9/11, which made a lot more sense to me after I heard that, because I was kind of wondering with the 8:46. So there's still more. I wasn't really going to speak of this. Like I said, I didn't know what I was going to speak about. And I almost spoke about this the other day because I had mentioned, I had no idea that they were about to even do that trial, because I really don't watch the TV or the news or anything too much. It's like if I'm walking out of my room to get a cup of coffee and I see the news on, otherwise I don't pay much attention. Or if I'm guided to pop it on because I got to see something or watch the ticker at the bottom, and like I'm kind of reading between the lines of, like, the degrees of the temperature and the time, and my mind's, I'm all over the place as when I'm looking at something. So again, I just allow energy to present itself to me in whatever form that is necessary, whether it's someone talking to me, like, oh, I'm supposed to flip the TV on. Oh, I'm supposed to look out the window. Oh, I should, right, go take a ride today. Oh, so, or I'm not supposed to take a ride today. Just supposed to just chill. Some days feel like showering. Sometimes it's like, nope, can't get in the water. Even if I want to, I'm like, oh, it's like I have to stay holding energy onto me. um, so again, respecting energy and who we are as a being, honoring thyself, whether it makes sense, right, from what we've been taught or programmed, so to speak, to believe, or because you know who you are inside, and we're all kind of wrestling with that right now, right, with our like shadow side and our other side. And it's like, again, there's an old ancient, I don't like that word old, but there's what is it called, a blah, blah, I always forget it's like metaphor, or not metaphor, the other word, da anyhow. But there's two wolves within all of us, and an elder grandpapa shaman was relaying the story to his grandson, and he said, we all have two wolves within us, right, a positive and a negative, and it's important to feed both of those wolves. And there's always a third wolf, a gray one, that generally circles the feet or just rests, looks like it's sleeping. So when the positive and the negative within are balanced, that gray wolf is on its highest awareness either way. And that's the one that protects. I almost say me. Like that's how I see my energy. And then in many other ways too. But that's just, again, one of the different, right, ways that I go into my mind's eye, my imagination, in order to balance and remember and protect my auric fields and self and connect with who I am as a being, right? So that's just one super personal to me way that I, again, like I was saying with the chakras in the beginning. So lots of things in the mind's eye, right? And between the brow. Very important to, right? positive sign with the circle around. So make sure you feed both your wolves. Don't be afraid. Love yourself. Love all that you are. Because you are a star. And I'm running out of time. And I love you. Please hit subscribe. Subscribe, like, and the belly bell. Till next time. One love.